Hey guys, I'm here with Chef Sean from Bar, and we're about to do some plating secrets.
Let's do it.
Chef, what's one thing that instantly makes a dish look elevated?
Compared to like home cooking, you're really wanting to add little details, so little microgreens or something crispy or a little bit of shaved cheese on top. That adds more than just the base dish. You know, the dish might taste really good. Just to make it look a little bit better, just give it more balance in color, texture, height, you know, things like that.
When people say your plating looks expensive, what's usually behind that?
I mean, you can just use expensive ingredients, put some meat on there, put some caviar on there if you want. Cooking expensive without actually being expensive. Sometimes it's being minimalistic, doing a little bit less, making it a little bit cleaner, making things a bit more finesse as opposed to rustic. If you don't want to go to the grocery store and buy extra things just to have your cabinet forever. Little things, you know, like a little drizzle of olive oil at the end, or little garnishes here and there, shake a little extra cheese on there, a little freshly cracked pepper. Make it look a little bit nicer.
Is there a rule you break on purpose when you plate?
I don't think there are rules to plating. I think if it looks good, it looks good. There's certain things like, you know, odd numbers, even numbers, but with any rule there are exceptions, and it just comes down to like, you know, practicing and having experience to make sure that it looks good.
Can you describe what you're looking for before you send a plate out?
From a restaurant perspective, it's definitely about how clean the plate is, right? So we make sure there's no smudges on the edges, make sure the sauces aren't like spilling over on the rims, make sure everything's put in the way that we want it to, right? Consistency is key, so we make sure whatever we're piping is the same size, our meat's the same size, whatever we're serving is the same size, it looks the same, right? So that the guest gets sort of like a consistent experience every time.
You mentioned something in the last question that made me think about plates as art. You said there's no rules to it, and you said as long as it looks good. Can you speak about how cooking is an art?
I think Anthony Bourdain said it's a craft, which I think is really nice because it's both a science and it's an art. You sort of have to be good at both to be successful at this. You got to know all your techniques, you got to know your times, you got to know your temperatures, you got to learn how to butcher things, you got to learn how to process things, right? Which is very, very systematic. And then when it comes to the plating, then that's the artistic side in you where you have a bit more play area to experiment and see what works, see what doesn't work, right? And that's, you know, everybody's innate creativity is different and everybody will plate something differently. Well, I think that's the beauty of being a chef.
For someone hosting seafood at home, how could they apply that?
It comes down to flavor, right? If you're having a home party, no matter how good the food looks, it's got to taste good first. So I think building foundational skills is really important. So learning how to sort of have maybe a set repertoire of recipes that you have on hand, that you're confident with, that you don't really need to think about when you're preparing it. And then that gives you more mental effort that you can put into plating things nicely. I am the chef here at Bar on Fraser Street.